Glad you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see you. I'm on my way to meet you. We gotta talk, you know. All these trials and tribulations got me tired, I need rest. And I heard that I can come to you when weary of my flesh. You awaken me from death, God, I need you. No more walking by the flesh, that's when I leave you. God told me I'm someone, 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 know that I'm someone, no, I'm a child of God. I wanna go to Godly way, close to your love again. I give my heart again, Jesus. I wanna go to Godly way.
First of all, this candle smells so good. I mean, like, absolutely amazing. It's pink Prosecco. Smells amazing. The water is very refreshing, guys. We had cucumbers, pineapple, mango. Some ice to cool it down. So this weekend, I finally went out and did something nice for myself, which I haven't done in a few months. And I want to say that although these are little small things like getting a candle and buying me a new cup to drink out of and this water dispenser to make vegetable and fruit juices, it's small. It's a small thing, but it really did something for me because I feel like I've been trying to overcome so much, and I almost got stuck in the overcoming that I forgot to just be nice and kind to myself. And it just felt really good, just to treat myself to something small and just go out, get some air, and get out of my comfort zone and try something else. I've been having, a really long few weeks mentally and physically, and I feel like it has been preventing me from being present in the moment. And I feel like I have become avoidant. And that avoidant is probably because I'm overwhelmed, and because I don't want to feel overwhelmed, I would rather distract myself with something that it's not really going to help me, but maybe feel good in the moment. And I just been feeling so drained. I'm talking about just tired, oversleeping, and not wanting to get up, and just not feeling like I want to do things. And I know that motivation comes in waves, right? And so we have to learn how to keep going even when we don't feel like it. And so instead of me trying to start small and work my way up, I just won't do nothing at all. Like when I feel overwhelmed and I feel drained, I have a habit of getting discouraged and, overthinking and just completely just putting everything to the side and just saying, you know what, forget it because I don't feel good right now. And it messes with my confidence and, of course, my insecurities because I want to feel good, and I want to feel good about feeling good, and I want to feel good about the things that I'm doing. And I feel like when I don't feel good, I don't trust myself. I don't think I'm capable anymore. It could be something I've done time and time again, and I know how to do, right? And for some reason, I just let these feelings just bombard my mind, and then it turns into the feelings, and then the feelings turns into action, which causes me to feel stuck. I think the other reality is that I start nurturing things that don't need to be nurtured because it's easier, and I instead, and I don't nurture the things that actually need to be nurtured because it's hard or because I haven't gotten better in those areas yet. And so again, I become avoidant, like I said, focusing on things that I've already learned how to do and trying to better them because it feels good for me. And sometimes even the ego, right? When you don't feel good about yourself, you kind of run to things that you've mastered already. You kind of run to things that you know how to do already versus just staying in the adversity and getting better at the other stuff. And I don't know about you, but I'm a routine type of girl. I need to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, and in what order. That's just me. But I feel like when you feel stuck, sometimes a routine is not super obtainable, right? It sounds good in theory. Like before you go to sleep, you're like, I'm gonna do this, this, that, and a third. But when you get up, you're not gonna feel your best. And so you don't go with what you've always done. And so I had this thought, right? How could I honor myself when I'm not feeling my best? Like, how could I still show up for myself when I don't feel my best? And this thought came in my mind, literally. It said, you need a routine for your routine. And when I thought of that, I said, that's literally it right there. So it was like, how could I take myself at my highest level that I know I'm succeeding, I'm excelling, I'm doing everything that I want to do, and I feel good. How could I take that and minimize it in the moments where I'm just simply not my best? Because the reality is that I'm not always going to feel my best. I'm not always going to feel motivated, and my energy levels will fluctuate. And so how could I take what I want to do that I know is beneficial to me and have different routines for the big routine? And so now I'm on here today to talk about that. Like what do we do when we feel stuck? How do we keep going when we feel stuck, right? And sometimes it's not taking the same approach. We have to take a different approach. Sometimes we have to take a different road and get to the same destination in the end. And it's okay that on Monday you might feel like you were going fast and good and everything was like this. And then by Wednesday you're like, I'm moving slow, right? On Saturday, you're like, I just created the best thing of my life. I just was in a flow state. I was so creative on Saturday. And then by Sunday, you're like, I don't know I don't even feel like thinking today. And I feel like the first thing, before we get into, the action part of it, I think we have to first love ourselves in all phases. You have to love who you are in every single phase, the good and the bad. Right? When you feel like you're looking your best, that's probably when you're more confident and you're more likely to do things differently. Then you have days where, I speak for myself, I have days where for some reason I look in the mirror and it's like I see that my skin is, struggling and I think my weight is fluctuating. I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling ill some times. And it just changes my brain chemistry. It changes how I feel. It changes everything. And I'm just like, okay, well, how could I honor each phase so that no matter how I feel and when I feel it, I could still keep going? With those thoughts in mind, I'm like, I know I need to practice better self-love and self-care. I know I need to because I'll get so discouraged and, I will completely sometimes be very neglectful to myself. And I would just turn to things that are instant gratification and like eating certain foods, overeating, snacking, over consuming as far as being on my phone or on my laptop and, just looking for things to distract me from how I feel. And it's been going on for so many years and I'm just so tired of it because my body, even though my body has cravings and things like that, my body is also feeling ill. It's like one part of it wants this, but the other part of it is like, we can't take this no more. And so I feel like I just have to take responsibility for myself and just do the right thing. And I know that right thing for me is just creating systems and routines in all different levels of whatever I'm going through. And it's so sad to say, I cried a lot this weekend. I've been very emotional because I know that I deserve more. And I know that if I don't fight for myself, if I don't keep going, that's exactly what the enemy wants. The enemy wants me to give up. The enemy wants me to be frustrated. The enemy wants to keep me in cycles. And I know God is trying to bring me to a whole new season in life. He's trying to take me to a whole new level. And I have to let go of the things of the past. I have to let go of the things that are not serving me in order for me to get to that next level. And I have to keep trying. And it's so hurtful because the thought of not being able to be the person I know I was born to be It's just too much to even think about. And I'm not even going to think that way, because I know that as long as I'm kind to myself and I'm being soft with myself, I'm going to get to that place. It's not, the road is not like this. It's like this. This is how the road is. And so I just had to take a good look at myself to say, well, what have I been doing these past few months that have actually been beneficial to my body, physically, mentally, and spiritually? And the truth is, I can do so much better. I can put in so much more effort. I could put in so much more work into doing better, feeling better, taking care of myself. I feel like I haven't been fully been a student of the game. And this is a game, life, right? But I haven't lived long enough. So because I'm trying to step into a new version of myself, I have to do things different. And when I come into this new space that God has blessed me with, I can't keep doing the things that didn't work in the last season. And so if you're wondering why you still are feeling the same way and going through the same things, it's probably because you're not truly letting go of your old self and welcoming in your new self. And that's doing a complete change. Actually, I love talking to you guys. I saw this, I read this, and I love when it's like I'm trying. God always helps me and sends messages. I have read this quote on Twitter, and it came with a Bible verse. So I'm going to read it to you guys. So it says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, to be made new in the attitude of our minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God." That's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22 through 24. And then I just really like what the end of it said. It said, "Today, let us commit to this process of transformation. It's not always easy and often requires us to step out of our comfort zones. But the promise of becoming more like God, living a life of deeper purpose and joy, is worth every effort. Remember, every day is an opportunity to transform, to shed the old, and to step into the new life that awaits you with open arms." I just love that so much. Like, we have to commit to the process, right? It's a commitment. Think of anything that you've ever loved so much, any relationship you've ever been in, right? You were committed to that person. You were committed to doing the things that you've done that made you feel good. Now you have to be committed to doing the things that don't feel good at first, right? Because sometimes discipline is hard. Sometimes discipline doesn't feel good at first. But in the long run, there are way more benefits than obviously staying in the same place. And so we have to commit to doing the hard work. We have to commit to being a student of life. We have to commit to ourselves to be renewed in our minds, in our bodies, and in our spirits, so that we could fully transform. Because once you get to that other side, I just know it's going to be so amazing. And so I also wrote reminders in my reminders. That sounds funny. I wrote a reminder in my reminders that I wrote different affirmations. So this is another tip. I put reminders for me that come up on my phone every morning with affirmations. So one of them I wrote was readiness, willingness, and commitment. So I remember I got to be prepared, I have to be willing, and I have to commit, right? I wrote things like, I am a full-time content creator, and I make amazing, valuable, inspiring videos. That is something that I have at least 10 I wrote. And every day it comes up on my phone, and then I check them off. And so I read it and then I check it. And that's me putting an action into my mind to letting it know we just read this and we're checking it off because that's what it is, right? We know how you check something off of your to-do list and it's like because you finished it. I'm letting my mind know that we finished this task. This task is finished. We are this. We are this. We are that. We are that. And I do that. I'm going to do that every single day, right? Until I can fully embody the new person. And so I just want to be better for myself. And I have to start by getting up, trying something new, doing something different, and being open to making mistakes and just not fully knowing, everything. Because I've never lived this life before. I don't know how to fully be this person yet. I've never been this person. But I tell you what, I'm committed to being this person, and I cannot wait until I'm on the other side of this. But even besides that, I'm excited about the process. That's another thing, learning to be excited about the process, because if all we care about is the end result, I feel like we're bound to go back. When you get excited about the process and you start to be grateful in the process, you start to see God in the process, it just feels so much better, right? You're not living for the future, you're living for the moment. And so you have to treat every day like you love every day. Treat every day like a good day. And I feel like that is what's going to help me and whoever else is watching this that may feel this way keep going when we feel stuck. We're going to have times where we have to rest. We're going to have times where we're going to need breaks, and it's okay. But we have to learn how to show up for ourselves even in those moments and not feel like we always have to be on and ready and perfect, and that means that we're doing a good job. You're doing a good job because you're alive, well, and breathing, and you're showing up for yourself. So, we got this. And God is going to do amazing things in my life.
Even though you told me already. God told me I'm someone. 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 Know that I'm someone. No, I'm a child of God.
This portion of the video is sponsored by... I'm just kidding. It's not sponsored. Manifesting sponsorships on this channel, though. This portion of the video is sponsored by me and what I have to say.